Hello, Professor. Hello, everyone. This is just my outline for Parts Unlimited, my final project. Feel free to use this in your papers as well if anyone's doing ISO 27005 going forward. So, outline, typical introduction, overview statement. You can see the overall goal of this and then the end state. So, typical introductory paragraph, and then I go into defining the problem. And I think all these have been kind of identified as problems that we've all identified in our various discussion sections for Parts Unlimited, so it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. Why ISO 27005? Again, this is an international standard, unlike the NIST. Well, NIST is international, but there's ones more geared internationally, and as Parts Unlimited becomes a global supplier, they're going to look for some sort of accreditation, and the 2700 series would help in this. And then one thing, for Parts Unlimited, and really for writing this paper as well, this isn't like a strict checklist like MITRE or ATT-CK or any of the other ones. So we could look a little bit more broader and add where we think are the major issues. So it's not like a very, very strict framework that we're going forward. And that makes maybe writing the paper a little bit easier as well. So again, what are the main aspects of ISO 27005? So it's determine assets, threats, vulnerabilities, and then the current controls. And from there, you come with an overall risk assessment of the process or of Parts Unlimited. So again, the assets, you divide them into process, people, hardware, and other aspects. So, the process is the Phoenix program, which can be impacted by a cyber issue. And then the IT value chain that Bill Palmer develops, that is an asset. I have it as secondary, maybe labeled as primary as well. But that is what needs to be the key process that needs to be protected and the key asset to the organization. Interruption of any of this would have cascading effects. Other assets are the people. I know it's a cliche, people are always the primary thing, but in the cyber world and the development chain, people are the most important. And you don't want that expertise kind of being impacted. And your customers are also the primary asset as well. And you don't want to do something that puts their credentials at risk or their interactions with the company at risk. Then the hardware, we talked about the computers, data centers, and then the brand is an asset. This is a company that's provided high-quality parts to consumers and suppliers in the past. Any undermining of that brand by a cyber incident, whether it's a credential loss or ransomware, would be a problem. So the threats, again, you have the compromise of information, as already happened with the Phoenix project, proprietary information being leaked. You have technical failures as well. And then the more common threats that actually will impact it. You have an insider threat because of over-reliance on certain individuals, Brent specifically, high personnel turnover. I mean, they just fired half the staff before Bill came on board. You have credential theft, and this is important for any customer-facing e-commerce business. And then ransomware, which is common to all corporations, but that is an important part. Finally, there's vulnerabilities. Again, the personnel, constant turnover of people, the software add-ins that the VP of marketing just kind of does on the fly outside of the normal chain. And then finally, the organizational silos. This prevents information sharing across the spectrum, which is so important to understanding cyber threats. Again, I'm just going to go through these real quick. So current controls, you can see them here. And then what ISO 27005, you give an overall risk assessment. And, in the manual, it says an overall chart. I'll probably produce one. And that is the risks to Parts Unlimited. So the controls that I recommend, again, some things like exit interviews. I know that doesn't sound like a big cyber control, but if you have high personnel issues, then an exit interview will help in preventing an insider threat or other issues. Cyber hygiene. You've seen that in the text where Patch Tuesdays are ignored and other day-to-day cyber processes are ignored. User behavior analytics and cyber insurance are also ways that could be used to mitigate risk, and I'll go into detail on that. And then finally, the measures of effectiveness and conclusion. I can imagine most of you probably have some variants of this. No breaches of credentials, no ransomware, and then ensure controls are implemented within the 6 months. So that is my overall outline. Again, I'll just go through it slowly so you guys can kind of see it, where I'm going with this. And I hope this helps you, and I hope if there's anything you need, let me know.